Hey everyone, welcome to the first video here on Ben Stock Tradez. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through some advanced features inside TradingView that can make your trading faster, cleaner, and way more efficient. This will also help you avoid frustration while using TradingView by explaining the nuances of the platform. We're going to cover things like buy and sell buttons and why they appear inactive, one-click trading settings, order presets for fast entries, how to focus or maximize charts, paper trading and live trading with Tradovate, alerts, logs, and indicator management, saving chart layouts for quick switching, and how to avoid account trading mistakes. By the end of this video, you'll know how to set up TradingView like a professional trading workstation. Let's jump right in. In this first section, buy-sell buttons, active versus inactive. First thing you'll notice is by default, you may not see your buy and sell buttons, and if you do, they appear blacked out or inactive. That happens when no trading account is selected yet. First, let's get the buy-sell buttons on our screen here. We're going to right-click on the chart, go to Settings, go to Trading, and enable the buy-sell buttons. Now you can see in the top left, they appear. This is what I meant by the inactive state. The buttons are blacked out, the buy and sell buttons. You must select an account in order to be able to trade these. To select an account, click Trade, select Paper Trading, and this will allow you to paper trade here within the TradingView platform. You can also select to connect to another broker. For example, I have a Tradovate account. And you can see here in the bottom left of the panel, my Tradovate account is active. Once your account is connected, the buy and sell buttons activate immediately. This tells TradingView you're ready to execute trades directly from the chart. Section 2, one-click trading setup. I've already switched back to my paper trading account for this demo. We can go in and now enable one-click trading. To do that, we can return back to the trade panel. Now when we click it, you'll notice it's not going to ask us which account to connect to because we are already connected to a paper trading account. Instead, the paper trading panel pops up for us. In here, we can click the three dots and go to Trading Settings. Alternatively, click on the chart and go to Settings. Under Trading, we're going to click One-Click Trading. When we do, you'll notice the number of contracts pop up here between the buy and sell buttons. This is where we select the number of contracts. I also myself like to enable the execution sound. You can set the volume and choose your different sounds here below. I also choose to show only rejection notifications, so I'm not constantly getting the toast notification in the bottom left corner of the screen. By default, the reverse position button is enabled. Reverse position is very useful for scalpers because it lets you flip from long to short instantly and vice versa. While learning, I personally like to turn this off because I found myself accidentally reversing positions when I had it enabled. For now, I'm going to leave it on, so when we're ready to place a trade, I can show you where that's located. You can also enable order details on the blue and red arrows. These arrows show your entry price, stop loss, take profit. Turning this on makes it much easier to find old trades later on your chart. To enable that setting, we're going to go into the trade settings. And here below, when we scroll a bit, you'll see the execution marks. You see the little video there showing where your trades are mapped in blue and red. When you enter a trade long, you get a blue arrow to start. If you enter a trade short, you get a red arrow to start. When you exit the trade long, the red will indicate where the trade was exited. When you enter the trade short or perform a sell, you'll get a blue arrow showing where the order execution exited. For now, I'm going to enable execution labels so you can see those as well. Section 3, Order Panel States. Now let's talk about the order panel states. On the right side of the chart, you'll see the order ticket panel. You'll also notice a small drop-down caret icon. This caret appears when order presets are available. Click it and you'll see different preset sizes or order entries. These presets allow you to switch between order sizes instantly. You'll notice my sell and buy tags now indicate the name of the preset I've selected. Section 4, Creating Order Presets. Now we're going to set up order size presets. These are extremely helpful for fast trading. You can create presets like S for small, M for medium, L for large, X for extra large, and you can go further with multipliers like 0 and 1 through 9. So for example, small might be 1 contract, medium might be 2 contracts, large may be 5 contracts. Then your multipliers can scale that up quickly. Once created, you can star these presets so they appear at the top of your order panel. This allows you to switch order sizes in seconds. Section 5, Double-click chart to maximize. Here's a really useful feature. If you have multiple charts or indicators open, you can double-click on any panel to focus or maximize them. For this example, I'm going to add an RSI indicator. And if I double-click on the chart, it maximizes the chart. Double-click again, it brings back our RSI. Double-click the RSI, and maximize the RSI. Double-click it again, we're back to normal once again. This feature is helpful to point out because often I find users come to me and they're wondering what happened to their RSI or what happened to their chart. Section 6, How to always display your auto fit and logarithmic settings. I always like to keep mine here on the bottom right of my chart timeline, so I'm able to quickly look down and make sure that I am on auto fit in case something like this happens and I can't see my charts. I know clicking the auto fit will bring them right back. By default, these are turned off. When we go to scales and lines, you'll find scale modes A and L there. By default, it will be set to visible on mouse over. We can switch it to always visible, and you can see as I toggle these on and off how it disappears unless I mouse over or make them always visible. You really don't need auto fit and logarithmic there if you know the other shortcuts on how to move these around. So if I click and drag these off, double clicking on the timeline will also auto fit. Just showing you a couple ways to set this. You could pick what works best for you. Section 7, Setting Chart Right Margins. Now let's adjust the right margin of the chart. Right margins give you the space in front of the current price on the line so your drawings and indicators don't get cramped. To adjust, right click on the chart, go to Settings, go to Canvas, and scroll to the very bottom if you have a tighter screen. Down here, where it says top, bottom, right, we can adjust the indents. If I come in here and set the bars, let's say to 250, watch what happens on the right here. That's a bit of an extreme change. Every monitor and setup's a little different. Maybe let's take it to 50 instead. That's a little bit better gap. Maybe even 25, or let's do 20. I think that's better. It'll keep that constant gap of 20 between the end of the ticker and the number line. This comes in handy if you have indicators that pop up little boxes here to, for example, give you an indication of whether it thinks it's going to go up or down. Also, some people have little boxes that pop up in the top right that you can't edit. Some indicators have that limitation. Again, you can set the margins so that when the ticker is up to the extreme right, it's not bumping up against that box. Section 8, Saving Chart Layouts. Once your layout is perfect, you should save it. Click on the Layout menu at the top of the TradingView window and click Save Layout. You can also click and rename this. And click Rename. By default, I always uncheck autosave, because if you mess up your chart, you can refresh the page and return back to a state where you last saved. You can also star your layout and it'll appear at the top of your screen so you can quickly switch between different layouts. The reason for switching between different chart layouts, for example, you might create layouts like scalping layouts, swing trading layouts, future layouts, crypto layouts. You might want to create layouts specifically for specific tickers or indices. Then you can switch between them instantly. Section 9, Paper Trading Demonstration. Now let's take a look at paper trading. Paper trading allows you to simulate real trades without risking money. To activate, go to the trading panel, select Paper Trading, click Connect. Now when you click Buy or Sell, it places simulated trades on your chart. If I click Buy with my preset selected, it'll automatically place our take profit, and if I scroll a little bit, I can see my stop loss. If I was in for multiple contracts and I click and drag, I can actually set it to sell one of my two contracts at a smaller interval. I can come in here, switch this to 1, click confirm, and now it would sell. If it was triggered here, sell in one contract, it would trigger here, it would sell the other contract. Vice versa, stop loss for one contract and then stop loss for the other contract. I also mentioned before the reverse trade button. For some reason, it was unchecked, so I will check it off again. Here it is. If I click the reverse position button, it'll exit this trade and reverse it immediately. Just like that. You can always exit a trade by just clicking the X to close the position. So as you could see, when you place a trade, you'll see the entry markers for stop loss, profit targets, and there's a great way to test strategies safely. Finally, I also mentioned before about the execution labels. That's what you see here. If I go in again to settings and I disable execution labels, you'll see them disappear. I like them because it allows me to be able to go back in my chart and find them easier. With this blue line and a blue arrow, they're harder to see. It's easier to see with those execution labels there. That's why I like them. Section 9 bonus, replay trading demonstration. Then one of the nice things about TradingView is you can replay trade the previous day, especially beneficial for today, like Saturday. With a 1-second chart, you can go back 24 hours and you can go back a bit more for longer duration periods. So to replay trade, we're going to click the replay button here at the top center of the TradingView chart. And I'm going to say start new. Immediately it gives me the selection bar. So I can pop right here on the bar. And I can set, you've got your play button, forward, replay speed, the duration, update interval 2 minutes, and then jump to real-time chart. Essentially, basically, that quits the replay mode. So I'm going to go ahead and click select chart again, or select bar, and I'm going to pop it over here. I'm going to set it to 1x. I'm going to hit play. I'm going to move this over a bit. When it hits the top of the RSI, I'm going to do a sell order. All right, I'm going to click pause here. I'm going to do a sell order. Now, one thing to note, when you're replay trading, you cannot use your presets. You have to manually select your take profit and your stop loss. I like to do a 1-to-1 ratio, so here 1,300, 1,300, then I'll click play. And there it hit our full take profit. We can also select the date. So I'm going to click replay trading again, start new. Instead of select bar, select date. I'm going to go to Friday market open, 9:30 a.m. I keep all my charts on New York time. I'll click play. I think I'll perform a short. And I think that's good. We'll take 1,000 when it hits. Maybe if I slowed it down, I can click it fast enough. I was at 3x speed. Well, let's just set a take profit here. Let's set a take profit at 1,400, stop loss 1,400. Oops. A little higher. I like to do a 1-to-1 ratio. All right, now let's speed it up. Let's go 3x speed. There we go. I can come down here, click the paper trading panel. I can expand it full screen by pressing the icon here at the top right. Clicking it again takes it back down. And I can see the trade I made for 1,400 TP. All your trades that you do while replay trading, you can review back in here. Once you exit replay trading, that information is lost. Section 10, Live Trading with Tradovate. Now let's connect Tradovate. Here is my Tradovate profile. I've already got Tradovate logged in. This is my live evaluation account. If I pull up my Tradovate account, you can see it here with TradingView here in the background. When I execute trades here in Tradovate, they'll appear here on TradingView. I just want to make sure we're in the same ticker. MES, 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 MES. All right. So if I perform a trade, let's perform a sell. You see here the sell, you see here the sell on my chart. If I set a spot for it to execute this, because it's a sell order, this would be our buy order. There, it just exited the trade. Let me again here enter the trade. This time let's do a buy. If I execute the sell, it'll execute here for a stop. Same thing, I'll click and a stop, and you can see them here behind on the TradingView chart. I can edit them here, and vice versa. You can see how it exited the trade on my Tradovate connector. One of the annoying things about TradingView is that you cannot set a trailing stop. You can on Tradovate, however. So if I was to come in here and create a trailing stop, let's name it trailing stop. Okay. I like to set it to a dollar value. I'm just going to set the stop loss. I'm going to set the stop loss at $20. I'm going to choose auto trail. Stop loss amount, I'm going to set it for, let's also set it for $20. Profit trigger, every time it gets to $15 in the profit, it'll reset the stop loss at $20 away from where the line is on the chart. And then the frequency, let's do every $5. I'll click save. Let's perform a trade. I'm going to select the trailing stop, and if I can guess correctly the direction it's going to go, I'll perform a sell order. And you see up here for one contract, $25 away is our stop loss. If it starts to move in the opposite direction, you'll see the stop loss pop down with it. You'll also be able to see the trailing stop following here in the TradingView interface. Tradovate allows you to trade future markets directly from TradingView. Connect your account in the TradingView panel. Once connected, you'll see your Tradovate account tab appear. I like to place this as the first trading tab so it's always easy to access. Now when placing trades, you'll see dollar amount brackets for stop loss, take profit. These show you exactly how much you're risking and targeting per trade. Section 11. Navigating back to live charts. Sometimes when you scroll back in time, you might lose track of the live price action. To instantly return to the present, click on the Go to Real-Time button at the bottom right. This snaps your chart back to the current candle immediately. Very useful during fast markets. Section 12. Alerts and alert logs. Now let's talk about alerts. Alerts notify you when a price hits a level, indicators trigger, certain conditions are met. To manage alerts, open the alert panel. Here you can edit alerts, pause alerts, delete alerts. You can also view the alerts log that shows you the history of every alert triggered. If the logs get cluttered, you can clear them quickly by clicking the Clear Log button. It looks like a little broom. Currently markets are closed, so I'm unable to show how alerts work. But in general, if we click Create Alert, and let's say, in fact, let's use one of my indicators that I wrote. I'm going to go down here and go to SMA 2200. This particular indicator, this blue line right here is the 200-day simple moving average. This green line is the 20-day simple moving average. When the lines cross and the ticker's kind of in between especially, I like this indicator to let me know when it breaks out up, that it's heading long, or if it breaks out down, it's heading short. One of the many things I use to trigger my entries into a long or short trade. If I was going to create an alert based off this ticker, I'll click Create. My condition is the indicator. I can choose bullish crossover, bearish crossover. I have it set to 2 minutes, same as chart. You can change the time period as well. You can have it trigger once only, or maybe trigger it once per minute. Keep it open-ended, so it'll trigger every time it happens. Here under notifications, you can choose a toast notification that'll pop in the bottom left. I also like to play a sound. 3 notes reverb is good. Thin I also like. Beep beep. These other ones are a little obnoxious for me. Calling is okay, chirp is okay. Fault is, it feels like an alarm clock, so I don't like it. And handbell, sorry. There's a bunch of others you could choose from as well, but those are typically the ones I use. I'll click apply, create, and here we see our alert is set up. I can pause it, play it, click settings to edit it, and I can delete it by trashing it. Section 13, finding and adding indicators. So if you wanted to find my indicator here, you would come up to the indicators menu, click on that, and you can search for 20. That's mine. When you click on it, you'll notice now I've got 2 indicators here. If I keep clicking it, it'll just keep adding indicators. Since I've made multiple indicators of this, since I've added multiple of the same indicators, I can come up here to the menu item. Click the caret if it's hidden to expand them, and I'll trash these extra indicators by clicking the trash icon. I can go in and hide the indicator. I can go into the settings for the indicator and edit those. I like to uncheck the inputs on the status line. Let me show you what that looks like. I guess the market's not moving currently, so nothing's up here, but you might see some additional data there that gets in the way. I can have labels on the price line show up right here, values on the status line, and that's how you add indicators to your TradingView chart. And as always, don't forget to click save to save your changes. Section 14, copying chart layouts. Another powerful feature is duplicating chart layouts. Instead of rebuilding a layout from scratch, you can duplicate an existing layout, rename it, modify it. For example, your main layout might be a futures scalping chart. You can copy it and create a version specifically for ES or MES or YM. I'm a futures trader, so I tend to lean towards those. I can come up here. I can click on make a copy. I can name it YouTube layout backup. Click make copy. It'll open in another tab, which I can close, so I can continue to stay in my YouTube layout. Here I have my YouTube layout backup. If anything gets really messed up, I can refer back to my backup. That comes in handy, saves a lot of resetup time. Bonus, how to avoid account trading mistakes. Because I'm using paper trading and my Tradovate connector here in TradingView, sometimes I forget that when I'm actually placing a trade, whether I forget to look down and make sure I'm in paper trading versus Tradovate. So what I've done to solve the problem is I've created a second chart different from a chart that looks like this, so I immediately know, based on what I see, whether I'm in my Tradovate tab or if I'm in my paper trading tab. So let's say this was my standard view in TradingView, but I wanted to make one equivalent to the YouTube layout, but I wanted one for my live trading when I connected to Tradovate. Some of the things I do, I'll right click, go to settings, set the background to gradient from solid. That's one nice little indicator there. I also like to edit the line here, so I'll go to settings, and instead of text in white, I'll do a light pink. And then right off the bat, when I compare this chart, let me save it. Let's say make copy, call this YT Tradovate. Make copy. So if we compare this one to this one, I can quickly tell which one's my paper trading and which one's my Tradovate. This way, I'm not accidentally trading when I'm thinking I'm in my paper trading account, when in fact I'm in my Tradovate account. I hope you find this helpful to help you differentiate between your two different layouts so you don't make the same costly mistakes I have. So that covers some of the most powerful advanced features inside of TradingView. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Ben Stock Tradez, turn on notifications so you don't miss future trading tutorials, and if you like, I can also make videos about advanced TradingView indicators, building custom indicators, high-speed futures scalping setups. And if you have any questions that I didn't cover because I don't know what you don't know, I'm happy to create additional videos in the future on subjects that you'd like to see covered here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy trading!